In tonight's headlines, starting next year, SAR passport holders will have to apply for travel authorization before they visit EU countries. Hong Kong's first waste incinerator to start working next year as the city plans to stop using landfills for waste disposal. And Russia and North Korea to help each other if attacked, as Vladimir Putin cements ties with Pyongyang.
SAR passport holders traveling to European Union countries will need to get prior authorization starting early next year. The new procedure covers 30 countries in the continent. Travelers will have to fill an online application before departure, and the process will cost $7.5 or roughly 59 Hong Kong dollars per person. But the charge is waived for people aged under 18 and over 70. The authorization will be received immediately and will be valid for 3 years. The new feature by the European Travel Information and Authorization System, or ETIAS, is designed to boost safety, as travelers could be screened before they enter Europe, making the crossing at the border much smoother.
Travelers against whom an international travel warrant has been issued, for example, or if there is a hit in any of these databases, they will not be allowed to travel to Europe. So this is a measure to improve also the security of the European Union and make the bona fide travelers to the European Union a safer area to travel to.
Cooper said the system is not a new concept. Countries like the United States, Canada, and Australia had similar systems years ago. The ETIAS also referenced from their system as well. The European Union office in Hong Kong and Macau stressed that the recent developments in the Hong Kong-EU relationship would not have any effect on Hong Kongers traveling to Europe.
I think the Hong Kong-EU relations for sure have been affected by some of the recent political developments in Hong Kong, which the European Union has spoken up about. Nonetheless, ETIAS measures which we're talking about today, these are a new travel authorization measure, and it should be clear that this is in no way affecting the visa-free status of Hong Kongers. So Hong Kongers are very much welcome to visit the 30 countries of the Schengen area.
He said the office will continue to encourage academic and cultural exchanges between the SAR and Europe. Eugene Ng, Cable News.
The city's first waste-to-energy incinerator will start operating next year. Known as iPark-1, the facility, located on an artificial island next to Shek Kwu Chau, spans about 16 hectares. All electrical and mechanical equipment has already arrived at site, while some civil engineering work is still ongoing. Tests will be carried out once the construction is completed in a bid to ensure that the facility can handle 3,000 tons of garbage every day. Authorities have set up a contingency plan in case bad weather poses a challenge for the transportation of waste to the island.
This incinerator is installed with a 3 to 4 base bunkers, and also the refuse transfer station. They also have a bunker to temporary storage the waste. After typhoon, then we can transport the waste from the refuse transfer station to here.
A similar facility, iPark-2, located in Tuen Mun, will be operational 2 years ahead of its scheduled 2030 completion date. By adopting the most advanced technology, its daily handling capacity is expected to be increased by up to 50%, reaching 6,000 tons.
For the iPark-2, we also select marine transportation. This is because using the marine transportation, it can highly reduce the nuisance to the resident. Otherwise, it will affect by the road transportation of the refuse collection vehicles passing by the communities.
The government is looking to build a third incinerator in the northern metropolis. But Loy said the completion date is yet to be confirmed. Janice Low, Cable News. The former husband of slain model Abby Choi was sentenced to 42 months in jail for 7 offenses. Alex Kwong pleaded guilty to 6 counts of theft that took place during 2013 to 2015 and 1 count of failing to surrender to custody. Deputy District Court Judge David Chang said the crime was well planned, as Kwong used different identities to lure 7 victims to purchase over $6.23 million worth of gold ornaments before stealing them and running away. Kwong was arrested in February last year when he attempted to flee to the mainland. This time he was on the run after police named him as a suspect in the murder of his former wife Choi, whose dismembered remains were discovered in a village house in Tai Po. The murder case is pending transfer to the High Court. Parents and students will have to dig deeper into their pockets as tuition fees at subsidized universities are set to rise. Sources revealed that a 5% hike starting from the 25-26 academic year will continue for 3 years. Undergraduates from the SAR have been paying $42,100 per year for their studies since 1997. With the annual increment expected to range between 5 to 9%, a bachelor's degree will cost up to $54,520 in the 2027-28 school year. The sophomore said the possible fee hike is reasonable. This is because the tuition fee for locals is relatively cheaper than non-locals, and the cost of living has surged in recent years. He explained. It would definitely affect me even though my family could afford the increment. Yet, I will still worry for their financial burden, this third-year student revealed. This secondary school student, who is set to enter tertiary education in the coming academic year, is concerned about the hike. But there is nothing I can do, as I still need to go to university, he added. Lawmaker Chu Kwok-keung was one of the legislators who attended a meeting with Education Minister Christine Choi this morning. He believed the annual increment would stand at around 7%. Even though the move to charge higher school fee is reasonable, given that the government has been suffering from a deficit, Chu pointed out that the authorities should take into consideration the affordability of parents and students. The fare rise should be handled prudently, he added. Janice Low, Cable News. A woman was hospitalized after her right hand got stuck in a meat grinder. The incident happened at around 9:30 this morning when she was cleaning the machine at a restaurant in To Kwa Wan. Both the firefighters and hospital authority workers were called to the eatery to help out. As only a part of the equipment could be dismantled after almost an hour, the 50-year-old victim was rushed to Queen Elizabeth Hospital with her hand still stuck in the grinder.
Premier Li Qiang was greeted by Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim in the Southeast Asian country's administrative center of Putrajaya this morning. Li is the first Chinese premier to visit Malaysia since 2015, and this year marks the 50th anniversary of diplomatic ties between China and Malaysia. Malaysia is China's second largest trading partner and is an important link in Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative. Li said China is willing to align its development strategies more closely with Malaysia and work towards contributing to regional and world peace, stability, and prosperity. Anwar said Malaysia cherishes the friendship with China and is firmly committed to consolidating the comprehensive strategic partnership between the two sides. He also stressed that Malaysia firmly adheres to the One China policy and opposes any words or actions advocating Taiwan independence. The two leaders are expected to sign memorandums of understanding in areas including digital economy, green development, and a new 5-year deal for economic and trade cooperation. Anwar Ibrahim said his government would soon begin the process for joining the BRICS bloc, a grouping of emerging economies of which China is a member. Lee arrived in the capital Kuala Lumpur last night after wrapping up a 4-day visit to Australia and will also meet with Malaysia's King, Sultan Ibrahim Iskandar. Quentin Yang, Cable News. Russian President Vladimir Putin landed in Pyongyang early this morning and was warmly greeted by North Korean leader Kim Jong-un with hugs and handshakes. The two leaders attended the official welcoming ceremony at Kim Il-sung Square. With engagement at the highest level, both countries look to deepen defense and economic ties. Putin hailed the close friendship based on equality, mutual interest, and respect, and highlighted the fight of both their nations against the imperialist hegemonistic policies of the United States. He also told Kim that he appreciated North Korean support for Russia's policy on Ukraine. Signing a pact of mutual help, North Korea and Russia have agreed to assist each other in case of aggression against either of them. Kim told the Russian president that bilateral relations are entering a period of new prosperity. Putin expressed hope that their next meeting would take place in Moscow after extending an invitation to the North Korean leader to visit the Russian capital. Putin's first visit to North Korea in 24 years was closely watched as the U.S. and South Korea accused Pyongyang of supplying Russia with weapons. Both countries have denied the claim. Quentin Yang, Cable News.